It's Market Day Report. Glad you're with us here as we work our way through a Tuesday morning. Let's start with the grain markets. Corn is trading higher, up 4 3/4 cents, $4.28 a bushel. What about soybeans? Soybeans are moving in higher territory. That November at 10.48, it's up 5 1/4 cents. Let's touch on soy meal. Those contracts have been lower, but now have moved into higher territory. And what's pulling them? It might be bean oil. 53s across most of the contracts. We've slipped down below 53 now in the December, but at 52.95, and even the October at 52.41, so strength there. Wheat market, Chicago, old crop, December 531.5. It's 6.5 higher. December hard red, 519 3/4. It's up 5 3/4. Spring wheat contracts are moving higher, and the cotton market is higher as well. Our guest today is Chris Swift. Chris is with Swift Trading. You know, we talk about these row crops. We're talking about feed grades.
Absolutely.
Let's see. Tight cattle supplies, but a huge corn crop. What are you watching?
Well, we look at something like that and we're thinking we're going to gain more weight, keeping cattle on feed for longer in order to be able to get the weights up and keep that corn moving more than anything. And what we're doing probably as much as anything is inflating in everything. I have seen gold trading in new highs. I've seen the bond market continue to move higher, which is, we know we're going to lower the interest rates hopefully on Wednesday, and that in itself should then be able to spur the market even more with even more inflation. And leading the way, after seeing what the soybean oil and the beans have done, and even corn today, we have to think about our biofuels again, because diesel fuel broke out to the upside this morning.
Yeah, we mentioned that earlier, diesel moving higher. We've got crude back up above 64, yet we have maybe some reasons that the market could be pulling lower. OPEC Plus announcing they'll up their production. How is crude moving higher when it seems to be bullish news or bearish news?
Well, and I think it's a good question because I'm not real sure, and I do understand that both OPEC and the president has tried every way they can to keep oil lower, but we still have tremendous amounts of strife overseas in the Middle East, and that's going to probably continue that way for quite a while.
All right, let's look at crude right now, and we are trading at 64.14, so near the highs of the day, and it's trading up 85 cents a barrel. And by the way, over the past year, we've lost somewhere in the neighborhood of 40 to 50 rigs here in the U.S. in just 1 year. Gasoline futures moving higher. Diesel, as you mentioned, moving in higher territory. And finally, nat gas futures higher as well. We're talking with Chris Swift, Swift Trading. How about we take a break? We'll come back and talk about something we might put on a grill here in a moment. More Market Day Report in a moment. Let's talk livestock for just a moment. We'll start with the hog market, and we're moving higher here. You know, the hogs have had a pretty good month, 8% month-over-month gains. And when you look at year-to-date, up 20%, 98.32 on the October, and December at 89.37. It's trading 52 higher here in the morning session. We've been trading for almost 50 minutes. Feeders still in the red. The October at 354.22. That's down 27. By the way, that market's gained 35% year to date. And then live cattle in the red, though we're up year to date, 21%. D's $235.07, $1.20 lower. You and I were not laughing about it, but just how anything can move this market right now. And we go back to Friday, and it was the thought that Rick Rollins, Ag Secretary, might say something about Mexico, screwworm, and reopening the border, and that was enough to go limit down. And
it shows how elastic the market is. You have inelastic markets, salt. If salt doubled in price, would we care? Probably not. But we have a very small change in cattle production, whether or not it's more or less. And we see large swings in there. Literally limit down on Friday afternoon, back almost limit up on Monday morning. All of this volatility for nothing because we still aren't going to bring those cattle in just yet. And until they say we're going to, everything hinges on demand. We know there's short supplies. Everybody knows that now. So if you're going to move the price, it's not going to be of supply. It's going to be the demand factor. And those people that still want to be in the production side of it, they're going to continue to bid higher. And we just hope that the consumer can continue with, again, another bout of inflation right here at the cusp. I think it's going to be difficult to kind of continue to push that beef higher.
Yeah, and you talk about the inflation FOMC meeting this week. So rate cuts are coming. I don't know any way around the rate cut.
I don't think, and that just spurs it. Here's more money at a cheaper price. So it just spurs more inflation, in my opinion. We're within less than 100 points of breaking a new contract low in the U.S. dollar. I think it'll do it. It sure looks that way. All of the other currencies are a little bit stronger against the dollar. And, of course, that's just more inflation and gold leading the way.
Okay, so we've covered a lot of ground here, but on the feeder side, they're using corn, many instances, as the feed there in the feedlots. Sorghum, I just got a text earlier. In the South Plains, sorghum is trading at a negative, I think, 135 basis.
Wow.
We've already lost some elevators. Could sorghum be taking the place? I know it's a different monster once you start getting it into the feed rations and having to flake it a little different, but could that start taking the place of some of this corn?
Well, I think everything is going to be able to try to find the highest protein content for the least amount of money. And of course, the nutritionalists there in the feed yard are excellent at being able to combine various different feedstuffs to get the protein quality they need, get enough roughage in there, and keep that 3.3 to 3.8 pounds of gain per day going on there.
There you go. Chris Swift is with Swift Trading. Always great to see you.
Absolutely, Tony. A pleasure, sir.
All right, Jennifer.